one of the pillars of the future of the shipping industry. The shipping industry, as well as other industries, has major environmental challenges today and in the future. To meet these challenges of the future, cooperation is needed between governments, the industry, and the academia.
With this regard, I would like to take up 3 different points. How can we increase financing green shipping? How do we use digitalization as a tool to enhance eco-ships and eco-shipping? What can we do to promote public-private cooperation to enable a sustainable future?
The platform Zero Vision tool, which has arranged this seminar today, is an example of cooperation to support green shipping. The shipping industry, ports and transport authorities in Sweden meet to develop the sustainable shipping of the future. Cooperation over borders is necessary. A global industry as shipping cannot be regulated separately by each nation. The EU and the IMO have now proved to be successful to regulate emissions from shipping. Sweden recognizes and endorses UN's Sustainability Goal 14, conserve and sustainably use the oceans, seas and marine sources. Therefore, Sweden is both willing and keen to undertake every effort in meeting the objective of this goal and should pursue every avenue to succeed to meet this objective. I think it's important for the outside world to take advantage of our willingness to share the knowledge and experience gained so far, and not least the technology which companies within our region has developed.
The Zero Vision tool is also an excellent example of joint action. The Zero Vision tool cooperates actively with the HELCOM subgroup, which has been established to enhance the public and private partnership for green shipping in the Baltic area. There are financial instruments at national, regional and EU level to support turning innovations into reality by using pilots. This is and remains to be very important. The European Investment Bank has produced, within the framework of Connecting European Facility Instrument, a financial instrument green shipping platform, which is now in a pilot phase. We think that it's important that also the Nordic countries would be active and also see that we participate in using this platform. I would therefore urge the actors in this field, including our commercial banks, to engage in this pilot. We need good examples and we need experience to build on. We could also, in addition, explore if the Nordic Investment Bank could be brought into this exercise, contributing with a more regional focus. Discussions with all involved actors, such as ship owners, manufacturers, commercial banks, would certainly bring some new clarity and exploring possibilities of risk sharing for the benefit of green shipping and the whole of society.
Well, the rest of Europe, not only the rest of Europe, but the rest of the world is also following. I'm just reminding the decision made in the IMO, MEPC, the Marine Environment Protection Committee, just 2 weeks ago to lower the sulfur content of the marine fuel from 2020. I think this is a huge step forward, but it wouldn't have been possible if the SECA areas wouldn't have regulated here or in the coast of North America. I think these have been the trendsetters, and here the Baltic Sea region has really been the one who has shown what is possible in the area where you have extremely intense maritime traffic. So what is important is that not only to show that we are the ones setting the trend, but it is also important to show that we are there to implement it.
I totally agree with the ministers here, and I'm happy to hear about the knowledge of short sea, because we are stuck in an unfair competition for the moment compared to the Mediterranean, who do not have the SECA effect yet. Mm-hmm. I also think that it's not about being better in what we are doing. It's actually about how we can get support by being more innovative. Mm-hmm. I think that's crucial for the industry and for the environmental impact, to be much more innovative. And in that sense, the academia is extremely important. And in that sense, when we look in the mirror from the SECA, we can see you said yourself that you need to speed up twice as much because it's a pilot area. However, I think it's important not to speed up too much, because you also need to be aware about the consequences. So if you're speeding too much, the consequences can be double negative instead. And with the cooperation, with the regulators, with academia, and with industry, you can actually support the new technology. But it takes time, and you also need to be aware that if I'm investing in the ship, it costs roughly 1 billion Swedish kronor. And that ship must live for at least 40 years. And therefore, the time frame is quite long when it's coming to big decisions. And therefore, once again, the cooperation is crucial for everybody in this situation.
The challenge is that we the shipping industry have said yes to Division Zero, and we are considering, and we are in a pilot area. The Baltic Sea is a pilot area. We have the 0.1, and the rest of the world, we are happy for that. We will have the 0.5 now within a couple of years. But what's said here, and so it is that we're still ahead of the rest of the world, and we want to be in that position, and we want to be a competitive, not only business, we want to be in a competitive area, in a pilot area, and that's why we need to not only as the industry, some examples here from ship owners, we have examples from the ports and from smaller ship owners and ports as well, being the first one out with different unique technical solutions. We also need to be in the same innovative way, we need to develop financial mechanisms for making the Baltic Sea as a good business area, both for the member states and for the business here. So the main message, that's why I don't answer your question, because this is what I want to say. The Baltic Sea must continue to be a pilot area, and we must be still, we seek the support from the rest of Europe and the Commission to please use us as also when it comes to financial mechanism, that kind of pilot projects. And we promise, and we have done it for some years, and we promise to do it in the future as well, to tell the rest of the Europe and the world how we did it. But please don't forget that we are a pilot area.
What does academia say? Is academia on board with this plan?
We think it's an excellent plan. It's very good research opportunity for us. There are all these projects that we can measure, and we can do analysis of the fuels that are used from a life cycle perspective and so on. And we've also done environmental and economics calculations, where you can see that all emission have a cost for society, because you influence the environment, and especially you influence people's health, and that can be calculated in monetary terms. That's been going on for many years in the EU, and we've done that for a couple of these projects, and you can see real good benefits from them. So I think that's the financial mechanisms that Carl are talking about. You need to transfer this benefit or this lower cost for society somehow to the shipping industry to make this happen.
Yes, thank you, and thank you for a good debate on a very important issue, which is also both about sustainability in a broad perspective, but it's also about how to be competitive as a region. And I think we need to connect these two issues in a smart way, and I think this conversation that we had here today on stage is a part of that. I'm also sure that we need to do both a lot of, Mrs. Berner already had said a lot of those important things of using the opportunities of digitalization to be more efficient, but also the intermodal connectivity and a lot of other things. But I think there also needs to be a kind of mindset that investing in fossil fuel technologies is not beneficial. And I think that until now, investments in environmental better solutions have been considered more riskful. And I think it's time for a mind twist our minds and to understand that investing in the old technology, that is risky.
Exactly.
To invest in the new technology, in the best environmental performance technology is not riskful. It's at least in the long-term perspective,
Safe.
very beneficial. So I think that would be, I think that the industry is starting to understand this and is starting to live after that. But on the global level, there is still a lot to do.
We think in Finland that for the time being, we are almost like an island, since almost everything comes and goes over the sea. And so shipping is extremely important for us. And that is also why we think it's important that we do have a good cooperation between the industry, between policy making and academia, so that we can find in this time where all the requirements on the industry are growing tougher, and our requirements on our environment are growing more serious and more understanding, that we need to see how can we really spur innovation, how can we support technology development, and how can we find new financial tools. And I agree, we need to put pressure also on our friend Henrik to see that how can we have the Commission work with us, and I think with Anna we can do that.